Welcome, Virgo, to the month of December 2018. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those of you born with your sun, moon, and rising signs in the Earth sign of Virgo. Now, the month starts out December 1st with your ruling planet moving back into the sign of Scorpio. Going retrograde at 11:13 in the third house of communications. And subsequently sextiling the moon in your sign in your first house of the self and body. Now with this, there is a general sense of a slight bit of confusion, as when Mercury is retrograde, most of us kind of feel a bit befuddled. However, with this short but sweet, pleasant sextile, 60 degrees sextile aspect from the moon in your sign of Virgo to Mercury, your ruling planet, in Scorpio, there is a general sense of being able to get your point across. However, you still need to be mindful, as Mercury deals with the mind, of any communications that could be intensely misunderstood or overlooked. Then on the following day, December 2nd, Venus moves into your third house of communications, into Scorpio, at 17 hours 3 minutes. And by the way, this is my peace on earth with the Christmas angel, and of course, as you know, you are here. Then on December 3rd, Uranus, having been transiting your 8th house of others' resources in Aries, opposes the moon once the moon comes into Libra, into your second house of money, and makes the 180. And as you have probably most likely heard me say, this is a great time for awareness, or this is the point of awareness between what you value in terms of financial affairs versus others' values. So that'll be good for December 3rd, gearing up toward Christmas. Then, and you know, you'll feel emotionally balanced in a sense. Then on December 5th, your ruling planet Mercury conjuncts the moon once the moon goes into Scorpio. So this 0 to 8 degree conjunction with your ruling planet while retrograde, conjuncting the moon in Libra in your third house of communications. Now realize, wow, a lot of intensified, maybe, you know, like, whoa, very intellectual yet intensified, increased communication with this conjunction. However, on the following day, on December 6th, Mercury goes direct. So get out of here, retrograde. Now, it will be a while, but not too long, when you'll still feel the effects of retrograde, but you'll start to feel like you can communicate more directly after Mercury, your ruling planet, goes direct. Then on December 7th at 7:22, the new moon occurs in Sagittarius at 15 degrees Sagittarius, 7 minutes, in your 4th house of the home, along with the sun now here in Sagittarius. And that's beautiful. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I hope I'm not mistaken here, Jupiter, 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 oh shoot. Jupiter, 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 Jupiter belongs in your 4th house at the home, as Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Hello, excuse me, my bad. Wonderful, beneficial home life right now. Lots of beneficial luck, largely joyous. And now with the new moon in Sagittarius at 15 degrees Sagittarius, like I pointed out, you will have such a wonderful cohesion, perhaps, of home, maybe even move into a new home. And so this is good. Very, very good for you. Then as I have Virgo rising, I sure hope that December 7th might be a good day for me too. Or maybe what this might be is you're emotionally drawing yourself within to perhaps visualize that new life for the future, as Sagittarius is the half man, half horse, drawing its arrow and bow, like always seeking toward the new future, something, ahead of it, not necessarily ahead of its time, but you know what I'm saying, like positive thoughts and the seeking of I don't know. It's a good thing, though. Okay, so then on December 8th, Uranus, again, from the 8th house, Uranus in Aries, trines, or makes the very harmonious 120-degree trine to the building new moon. And this then could bring sudden support from others for something to do with the home, like any kind of renovation or money for that move. Whew. Okay. Then on December 10th, Uranus, though, then squares the moon, making the 90-degree angular challenging square from your 8th to your 5th. Now that the moon will be going into Capricorn, and so on the 10th, you will want to be, or might be, emotionally impulsive. So if you don't want to maybe become pregnant with Pluto here in Capricorn too, and the manifestation of Capricorn's ruler Saturn, yeah, if you don't want to become pregnant, protect yourself at all costs with this quite a bit of a action toward very sudden impulsivity between the moon and Uranus there. Then on December 12th, your ruling planet Mercury moves into Sagittarius at 23 hours 44 minutes into your 4th house of the home. So again, there's the emphasis on home life. And let's see. Oh, and by the way, in case I haven't mentioned, your neighboring planet, or wait, that's not your neighboring planet. Venus, pardon me, now in Scorpio, will give you that much more of a love to communicate your thoughts and ideas. So that's really fun and inspiring for a lot of us, especially for those with their moon, sun, and rising in Virgo. Then on December 13th, Uranus sextiles the moon once the moon comes into your 6th house of work and health in Aquarius. So now this sextile brings on much positive camaraderie and possible raise, sudden raise, perhaps unexpected bonus, which would be really cool for a lot of us. Maybe even a cool new job, so to speak, as the moon moved out of the new moon phase. However, it's still kind of, you know what I mean, building. It's still sort of like as if your ruling planet Mercury coming out of that shadowy phase of the retrograde, and you know what I mean. Then on December 15th at 11:50, the first quarter moon occurs in your opposite sun sign of Pisces at 23 degrees Pisces, so more toward the end of this house, the 7th house of relationships. So 23 degrees Pisces, 27 minutes. So first quarter phase in your 7th house could mean maybe possible proposals, either you or somebody else, and it's, or, you know, stemming from the new moon, it's like the first stages of business partnerships as it deals with partners, business partners. Then on December 15th as well, the sun squares the first quarter phase moon. So from your 4th to your 7th houses, this square then gives you perhaps a bit of emotional disruption, perhaps a bit of, I don't want to say argumentativeness, but it could be like tension within the home with a significant other or others due to the holiday stresses, and that's per usual. It's not out of the ordinary. Then on December 18th at 7:22, Uranus conjuncts the moon in Aries in your 8th house. And emotionally, you'll feel a bit of like perhaps emotionally sudden maybe instead of being so shy, you'll feel like a sudden outburst of a sense of, maybe it'll make you kind of feel like or give you like an emotional eccentricity that you've never known before, or something like that, just kind of like gearing up toward the holidays and your, maybe plans, and not really quite sure how that will affect you, but that might be kind of fun. Then on December 20th at 0 hours 43 minutes, Mars in Pisces sextiles the moon in your 9th house in Taurus. So from your 7th to your 9th, this will give you that feeling of wanting to be actively, philosophically, because the 9th house deals with philosophical matters, actively, philosophically engaged in a spiritual way with your partner, perhaps going on a long-distance road trip, that sort of thing. Then on December 21st, the sun in Sagittarius moves out of Sagittarius and enters Capricorn in your 5th house of romance and creativity at 22 hours 24 minutes. And then on the following day, December 22nd at 14 hours and 22 minutes, Uranus sextiles, going in this direction, the moon in Gemini in your 10th house of career. So the air sign, the fire sign of Aries versus the moon in the air sign, the mutable. Now, Virgo, you're mutable, so this is generally positively, short but sweetly, the ability to emotionally connect with higher ups in your career in garnering a sudden bonus or possible promotion. And then on December 22nd as well, the full moon occurs in your 11th house of friendships, hopes, goals, and wishes in the sign of Cancer. Now, the north node of the moon, or dragon's head, is in Cancer right now, as it moved there out of Leo. And I don't know about you, but I always feel very nurturing toward my friends, and that's just naturally the way I am with Virgo rising. And so now with the full moon at 0 hours 49 minutes on the 22nd of December, you're going to really feel that urge to want to be with your friends, and you're going to be wanting to be very emotionally nurturing toward friendships and whatever goals and wishes you may have. And you may want something of that nature to come true. Then on Christmas Eve, December 24th, Uranus squares the waning full moon. So from the 8th to the 11th houses, Uranus then, both of these in a cardinal nature, Uranus then squares the waning full moon. So you may have a bit of a challenging, I don't want to say setback, but if you do tend to want to reach out and ask for financial, as this deals with others' resources, help from your friends, you may go, oh, well, where are they when I was there for them kind of sense. And that might not be happy, but that's just life, and the way it is sometimes sucks. Anyway, then and by the way, Merry Christmas, if that's not going to affect you. Merry Christmas, and that's going to be for my Happy New Year at the end there. Following day, though, on December 26th, at 15 hours 38 minutes, Uranus proceeds to, 2 days later after that, Uranus proceeds to trine the moon. Once the moon goes into your 12th house of dreams and the subconscious mind. And this will make you, or give you, the sense of very much emotional harmony, maybe perhaps even very prophetic and inspirationally somewhat electrifying dreams, if you will. Maybe you'll even have flying dreams, who knows, you know what I'm saying? So you'll want to keep a pad and pen by your bedside, because this is quite extraordinary and harmonious at that, especially since when the moon is in your 12th house, it gives you that sense of withdrawal, but not in a bad way, just being like the new moon. It gives you the sense of like a new moon feature, where you can get away from it all and go within and get in touch with yourself, that sense. Then on December 28th at 16 hours 28 minutes, Mars in Pisces opposes the moon. Once the moon comes full circle and goes back into your sign of Virgo, into the first house of the self and body. And so with these holidays and the, treats and delicacies, be aware that you don't tend to overindulge, being that the moon is affecting the first house of the body. And as Virgoans rule or govern the intestinal tract, this is very much the need to be aware of your, not necessarily just your health, but emotional health as well. But still, it does or may affect, so be aware of your digestion, in other words. Then on December 29th at 9:35, the last quarter moon occurs in your second house of money in Libra at 7 degrees Libra, 36 minutes, and maybe wrapping up last minute financial projects. Then on December 30th, the following day, at 22 hours 55 minutes, Uranus opposes the last quarter phase moon. And so now this will give you the awareness of your values in a balanced sense versus others' values. So in deep intrinsic ways. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I have to pay attention to the time because I'm probably a little over it. I don't know. No, I'm doing pretty good. Okay, good. All right. So I hope you did enjoy viewing, and thank you so much for your time in watching your reading. And once again, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I may wear this as my for my New Year's celebration, and this is my little Christmas angel that I positioned on Earth, and it'll go on the top of my little Christmas tree, and so peace on Earth, and please feel free to give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and or feel free to subscribe. Bye.